So tell me real quick about just that y'all relationship with one another, the growth that y'all had. Kind of talk about that right now, where y'all are when you talk about all of y'all going through this long season, which none of y'all have ever played 17 games, you know what I'm saying, and going to go to play even more. Where are y'all at mentally? You know what I'm saying, just in the group in itself. Kind of talk on that too.
Shoot, when we first started, we all excited and stuff like that because NFL thing. But halfway through, you're like, man, come on, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But then a coach always reassures, like, hey, there's a bigger picture in mind. You guys, the vets bring us along. You know what I'm saying? So he had we do different things in a meeting room to help us refresh our bodies and stuff like that to get ready for the week's practice. But I think with us getting this first round by our mentals in a good space right now because we're all ready to go because it's 1-0 every week now. You know what I'm saying? There's no more you guarantee these many games. And we all like being together in that room. So we're gonna do what we gotta do so we can spend another week with those same guys. Because like a lot of people say, this room never gonna be the same. Some people are not gonna be here. That's just reality of the NFL. So if we do what we need to do, we can spend another week with that same camaraderie and guys in that on that defense or in that, you know what I'm saying, the whole team in general. So we're gonna do what we gotta do.
It's good, man. And look, man, y'all been playing lights out, and I could just tell how much y'all had the respect and love that y'all pushing each other. I can just tell it. I've just watched the growth through all the rookies on the football field. What y'all been able to do, the success that y'all had, but how y'all are just feeding off each other. I could tell it how from my rookie year. You know how when you come in, your guys, everybody's doing the same thing you doing, right? Everybody's going through the same thing, the same mentality, the things you had to deal with, and so those things are important, especially going into the playoffs. Like you said, the older guys, the vets who's been there before. You got some guys. We're talking about you came to a team that has been to the Super Bowl twice, right? And so they know what the process is all about. They know what the process is all about. From the veteran standpoint, what have you learned from them as far as like the process, the longevity, what you need to do to keep yourself in it, not just in the locker room, but just from their standpoint? What have you learned from them, from the vet aspect?
How to be a pro, like how to manage your time. You know what I'm saying? We don't have classes no more. You go home and what do you do with the rest of the day? Do you look at film? Do you rest? Are you out? Are you drinking? Some people don't use their time right. So they always get on us like, we should be putting money back into ourselves. Like, if you invest in a massage or a masseuse, whatever it is called, you know what I'm saying? We got people, Juan and Justin, they always have us come over to their house. And like one time Justin had a physical therapist there giving us massages. Juan be having people to give us IVs to help flush the chemicals or whatever to help your body, to get your body back right. So they're just showing us things that they're doing to get them at their level and for them playing at the high level. And then you got Deon telling us your mental is everything in this league, because if you're feeling down and you're not performing, you know what I'm saying, you're playing bad stuff on film. So if you got to get your mental right too, so you can perform, because at the end of the day, we're all really good athletes out here, but whose mental is right and who can perform week to week is going to want who's going to stay in this league and who's going to get noticed.
That's a fact. That's a fact. When we tell people all the time that football is 90% mentality,
yes,
aspect of it, I don't think they quite realize that. And so I was on a show last night. I was telling the ladies, it was the Kingdom's Queens, that when you're a football player, you got a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're carrying things not just for yourself, but for your family, right? To stay in. And so, kids. So everything that you're trying to do for everybody else and you, right? For the longevity of the game. And so that's a great thing. That's a great point. Like you said, you have to invest in yourself. And so it's the same thing, man. It's a learning curve. That's one of the things you have to learn. It might seem silly, like, man, what are you doing? Like, it's like, look, you want to stay in the game? This is what you have to do. You got to pay dividends come out for you, right? Are you a reader? Do you read?
I read a little bit, but I mostly play the game. I'm into cars and stuff like that, so I mostly have that with my mom, spend my time with.
Okay. The reason I say that because I start reading, and it's always good to get your hands on things that can motivate you, regardless if it's just a little bit here, a little bit there. and just learn from the ones that've done it, right?
Mhm.
Whether it be Michael Jordan or LeBron, Michael Phelps, when you talk about the greats, how they able to keep themselves in it, right? Mentally. And so we always say it like when you're playing the game, you got to have almost a mental coach too, right?
Mhm.
To keep yourself up, to keep yourself, fresh and versus these things that's going on. So cars, if that's one of the things, like that's your solace outside of
Mhm.
it, that is so important that you need that, right? You just need that calm. And so I think sometimes it is that woosah, right? It is that massage. You
Yeah.
got to take yourself away from the game because that's important too, that you don't want to be so immersed into the game that you always amp all the time, right?
Mhm.
You got to step away from it, step back from it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.